Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. So I'm going to make this one real quick and easy because it's really a stray thought that echoes from the conversation that they were having before about guys traveling, incels, and things like that. Because a lot of interesting points were posed, and the guy, the one who was saying "find love in the Dominican Republic," the one who goes by that name. Um, I was trying to really just pick apart who he is. By the way, I seen the final half of that. I was really just trying to pick apart his mindset. And as I think he admitted to, but as Keith was saying, he was an average guy. Um, and I'm like, okay, I can understand that if um, average women want exceptional men, and they'll accept no less than an average guy doesn't really have an availability of exceptional women to him. And what's the point in being an exceptional man if what you have available to you is exceptional or average women? So I get that. And one thing that's has to be noted is that he is a monogamous guy. So even if he was average or exceptional or anything really, as a monogamous guy, your monogamy alone holds value. Meaning, so say if he was an exceptional guy, right? And he has all these average women available to him, then what they're offering, besides their average sexual value is abundance, you know. Like they may be average, but there are a lot of them. It's like, okay, so that's the deal. That's the exchange, and that's probably why exceptional guys who are not monogamous are content with that situation. Um, but even if you're an exceptional guy, and you're probably not going to want an average woman. Uh, if you just want one of them. So, from a monogamous guy's point of view, what do other countries have to offer besides that? Besides you're closer to your equal, because I mean, in the large scheme of things, that's not really. It's important. It's extremely important. Don't get me wrong, but it's not hop on a plane important, you know? Or maybe it is for some guys. Maybe that alone is. But I was thinking about the way they were talking about, um, if you didn't have this, she would leave and shit like that, and like, okay, I guess that may be a fair assessment. And all jokes aside, that may be a fair assessment. But she is all in another country, just as the men are all in here. See, men are all in here. Like in this country, if you're married, for the most part, especially if you out earn your mate significantly, you're all in. Everything is on the table. All of your material possessions, all the time and energy you spend in that person, your future earnings, as it pertains to her in the form of alimony, and the kids. And yet she is not so much all in. She really doesn't have anything to lose in a standard divorce, and she can leave at any time. Now, for some guys, that may be the allure. Like, okay, every day that she can comfortably leave and she continues to stay. And I'm talking about monogamous guys. I'm not talking about, guys who like to play the field. I'm talking about monogamous guys. Some of these guys may say to themselves, like, okay, every day that she chooses to stay is a victory, and it's an attribute to my ability to sustain relationships, because I'm able to sustain it even though she doesn't really have anything to lose, or she doesn't have much to lose by leaving. So I get that side of it, but I think the majority of men who travel for long-term companionship, especially the monogamous guys, really just want women that are all in. Whether they're all in due to poverty, or whether they're all in due to, more importantly, cultural reasons, they just want a woman who's all in. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And what I mean by all in for cultural reasons, okay, I'm going to talk about the poverty in a second, but what I mean by all in for cultural reasons is that, how can I say this? Very few countries have a divorce culture to where you divorce somebody and the people in your circle treat you exactly the same. They don't condone it, they don't welcome it, you don't get the same table, on Taco Tuesdays with the girlfriends and shit like that. Your parents don't really, just welcome you back and embrace you like that. There's a certain dishonor that comes with a divorce. There's a certain community um side effect, if you will, that comes with divorce. Divorce here is kind of like quitting your job. It's like, huh, okay. But in other places, it's a bigger issue. You lose certain things socially. The woman does, and really so does the man. If a man divorces and tries to get himself like a younger, prettier bride or something like that, the men who are native to the country, they lose something for doing something like that from a community standpoint, or from a social standpoint. So he's in that way. Here you lose something from a financial standpoint and a social standpoint. You and well, really, because finances is so intertwined with your social standing here in the U.S. One, you can't really lose one without losing the other. But you get my point. The men have something to lose here in the U.S. and the women don't. I think men who travel primarily are looking for women who have something to lose, just as you do, in a long-term monogamous relationship, likely marriage. So I think that that's why a lot of guys are doing it. A lot of Western guys are doing it because I was seeing a girl in Dominican, and her sister married a black French guy, and I'm like, what's his stake in? Because he wasn't like they showed me the picture in the wedding. I actually got an invite to the wedding, but I couldn't make it. But they showed me the wedding pictures and everything. I'm like, okay, how come he doesn't just find? It wasn't really anything wrong with this guy. How come he doesn't just find like a French woman or a black French woman or something like that? And it's like, oh well, they're not all in, and she is. So that was the major difference. All right. So anyway, um, oh, the poverty thing. You see, there's this perception that they're doing it because they're poor. Um, that's not entirely, it's a little more complicated than that. Um, at least in the way that they are assuming. Because most every woman, under any economic circumstances, unless she is the breadwinner, they're taking into account the economic and lifestyle boost that goes along with pair bonding. kind of the same way that men are taking into consideration the sexual availability and consistency um, that comes along with marriage, and even though they may be in for a rude awakening, no matter what culture they marry into. All right. However, but that's a topic for a later discussion. However, um, when a woman is, I think that people, especially those who are, against the whole passport posse or whatnot, I think that they are under the impression that guys are going to places and, going into like the fucking, Skid Row or whatever and finding like this homeless bombshell and wipe the like flies off of her face and and offer her a bowl of rice in exchange for a lifetime of blowjobs and shit like that. It does not it's not like that at all. I mean, basically what you're talking, okay, so they're not really in fear of the in danger of complete destitute and death due to poverty. I haven't been, nor do I even think that there currently exists a country where beautiful women are suffering from starvation. That's just not the case, and even unattractive ones, they're not really like suffering from starvation like that. They were eating each and every single day before you got there. They were in a place with electricity when you met them online before you got there. They had a certain level, they had a certain lifestyle that they have become accustomed to. Impoverished or not, they had a certain lifestyle that they have become accustomed to before you got there. And though they may see marriage to you as a lifestyle improvement, which it is, and which it really should be for both parties. Marriage is supposed to be a lifestyle improvement, and let's put the sex shit aside, and let's put the money shit aside. Marriage is really supposed to be a lifestyle improvement for both of them. I mean, you're supposed to wake up and like have the breakfast cooked for you, French toast. Shout out to C Boogie. That's a improvement. That is a lifestyle improvement. Um, that's consistent and that's due to marriage. A person who once had to work 8 hours a day may now only have to work 2 or 4 or not at all. That is an improvement. So it's really supposed to be a lifestyle improvement. So she might see well, she definitely is. If you're American and she's foreign, she's definitely going to see a lifestyle improvement by being with you. But it's not a need, and she can choose to not be with you if she is not somewhat reasonably attracted to you and the lifestyle improvement does not really, override the other things you have going on for you. So that's not really the case. And I know I'm getting off subject here, but that's not really the case. She's not all in that regard. However, she got food and shelter um, prior to that, and internet access, she will do that again. And in the case of attractive women, and I think that that's the reason that most of these guys are, well, in fact, I know that that's the reason why most of these guys are going. Um, yeah, they're definitely not, you know, on some starvation shit. So, yeah. Um, all right, so that's pretty much all I got. It's early and I'm getting a bunch of messages here, so I'm gonna cut this short. I just want to make this quick because I got a meeting later on today. All right, so this is Game Changer 00100 and game over. Peace. P.S. Just want to give a proper conclusion to this because I kind of rushed off. But so basically, guys are traveling because they want a woman who is all in. He's all in, and no sense in being with somebody who is only half in. That's a shitty contract. So I think that even if a guy was able to get an equally attractive, equally, a woman that's equal on all terms, but she's an American versus a foreign, the American woman is not all in. She's not. She has less to lose than you, so might as well get somebody who's all in also. So that's my thoughts on it. This is Game Changer 00100. I'm out. Peace.